at long last, after the 3 months, today the door is open. And the Lord will move from us to the commission for the next 3 to 6 months, because the amount of complaints that I receive on a daily basis is so overwhelming that I already have a very big file for you. And in most cases, I would just say, file for the commission, file for the commission. So I am happy that we are beginning. I encourage the public to be open, to come to the commission, and I know there's a lot of expectations from the public on what you will do. Some you might not be able to do, but you must know that there's a lot of expectation out of the miracles that you can do. And I hope and I know that with this able team, you will be able to adequately listen to the people, solicit their views, and ensure that all those who are willing to give you information will be able to do that. The Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development has 3 directorates, but let me deal with the Directorate of Land, because there's land, there's housing, there's urban development. Under the Land Directorate of Land, we have Department of Survey and Mapping. I'm happy that the Acting Commissioner for Survey and Mapping is with us. Mr. Ogaro is there. We have the Land Administration. Land Administration is the one which does almost all the work and coordinate with the District Land Board, the Area Land Committee, the Uganda Land Board, and all those other institutions that are dealing with land. Then we have valuation, which we are now putting it as a department. That is the one responsible for valuating of properties and attaching value to properties. Then we have Uganda Land Commission, which is tasked under Article 239 with managing land vested in government. So our mandate is generally to ensure that we put in place laws, policies for the management, acquisition, registration of land, and also supervising institutions that deals with issues related to land. So that is broadly only on the sector of land, because that is what is of major focus for this commission. What are my challenges that I want to offload to you today? While I try to do it, but these are some of the issues that over the time I have been in this office, I have seen as really quite issues that requires your attention. I will try to highlight them. To me, my first issue would be land acquisition for public infrastructure and public investment. It's a contentious issue. It's an issue where government is becoming stuck. Stuck why? Because my field work, where I have had to cancel many titles, revolves around elite class, those with money, who will get their money and who will have information from government on where oil wells are, on where roads are going to pass, on where health centers are going to be built. And they will go and purchase it from that local poor person at a very low price. And when we go to value that land to deliver the public good for Ugandans, you will get stuck with these people. The amount of money that they will ask from government is what has made many government projects to stall. It is not a small issue. It's not a small land question. For those of you who have seen the titles, the approved minutes and district land board in Bulisa, that I have had to make the district land board recall, all of them, majority of them were in land where oil wells have been discovered exactly, not even inches outside. Roads where UNRWA is passing exactly without an inch going out. And you wonder, surely, and in most cases, I am happy there is a person from Bunyoro here. In most cases, they will go, they will use money, they will not follow procedure, and they will have their title. You go as an oil person, you want as government to now utilize that land, you reach and you have the local people whose land they know is theirs, customarily owned. They assume they are going to be paid that compensation. But somebody has a title. When I went there 3 days before, they had detained a Muzungu from Total for 3 hours, the local people. Why? Because this community, somebody went, bought the land, but used one person from the communal land owned communally and bought it from one person. The law is very clear. When it's communally owned land, how it is acquired is quite different. But this one goes and uses one person, then processes the title very quickly because he knows when it comes to court, court uses only one thing. One thing. And I will come to the issue of court. That title is conclusive evidence of ownership. And that is the ruling of court. I have read rulings over and over. A land title is conclusive evidence of ownership. So for them, they know once you have a title, whether you have acquired it fraudulently, whatever means you've got the title, they will get away with it in court. And so, what do? I want you to help me with this. The second issue is Milo land, the question of Milo land. We have private Milo, we have official Milo of the held in trust, I presumed, by the Kabaka, and then we have, I think, the Milo which is for Kabaka. Now, for me, I want you to interrogate for me this whole issue of official Milo, where Vibanja holders are settled. Presumably, I come from the north, where I am born there. Land is held hereditary. And so when I'm born there and my family, I know this is my land. But now I come to this place where you are born there, your forefathers and mothers have been born there, but then you are told you are occupying the land. You are occupying the land. And now what is happening, which I really want help. What is happening now? These people who hold titles, the private Milo owners, they have become very cruel. They will not accept, they will dodge the local people and not get the ground rent. You know, it's very little money. And they said if you don't pay rent, then that is when you can be evicted. So they hide themselves. They hide themselves, waiting to prove that you have not paid that ground rent. If they fail on that one, because now administratively we say, if you don't see the landlord, you go and pay to the sub-county chief. We administratively did that when we realized. Now what they do, they go and look for you, the powerful people. They said, I'm looking for someone powerful who can buy my title. So they sell that title to somebody powerful, and that person powerful will go with that title and evict without thinking about the law that protects those bona fide occupants. That is why you are seeing all these evictions. It is not because people don't know the law. It is because of the people who do not think about others. I don't know what people want land for. Someone can have 10 acres but wants 100. I don't know. I have sat and thought about it and have failed to reason why people do that. Because in this area, in this Uganda area, central, where there are Milo land, people are suffering. The law says you cannot evict without ABCD. People panga and will evict you. By the time you are trying to save people, they have already put down their houses. And now what do? Because the law, the land law says you can only evict with a court order. Again, that's what they do. When they buy that title, they will come to courts of law, get a court order. Ex parte, that word. I am tired of reading that word. And they get the order and they go through very quickly. And they will go and evict. And me, I thought that maybe in the official mile or they were going to be a little bit, but you saw what happened in Luero. Now I am looking at, I have been thinking, personally, this is not government views, I have been thinking this campaign of leasing land to a Ugandan who is on official Milo. I've been thinking, hard, very hard. Sure. Here, if you're a foreigner, you can be leased land. This is somebody who has been born on this land for all these years, have been there, forefathers, foremothers, what? But now is going to be, and by the way, fundamentally in law, we have lawyers here. There's a total departure from the land tenure system of Milo, as it is in law now, and leasehold. Leasehold has conditions. Ground rent, these payments, these fees, and you have some of them, you even have annual ground rent, and then after 49 years, what happens? Someone else, after 49 years, you are not, the owner is not obligated to give it back to you. It's not. So me, I want people to think, what was the original intention of official Milo to this person born on this land? Land? Or to give you presumed security of tenure perpetually?